Welcome back to Wild Monkey Bite in Thailand Part 2. In case you missed Part 1 of my Wild Monkey Bite video, I will include it in the description so you can go back and join me in the laughing. Laugh all you want. So I wrote down Part 2. Because I wanted to be sure I included all of the steps. So I needed to receive a 5-dose series of the rabies vaccination because of my wild monkey bite in Thailand. The second dose I received in a totally different country from Thailand. I was traveling and my second dose fell on one of the days that I would be in a different country. And that country was Dubai. So I am at the hotel in Dubai and I go to the concierge desk and I ask, where's your nearest hospital? I didn't tell them why, obviously. I just asked, where's your nearest hospital? He told me the nearest private international hospital. And I'm like, great, I'll go there. You know, it's closer. So the taxi service, the hotel has just a whole bunch of taxis lined up for the residences of the hotel. So he calls me over a taxi and I get in the taxi and we go to this private international hospital. The first thing I asked was, I need a rabies vaccination, and I show him the brand, the box that Thailand had given me. And he says, ooh, I don't know if we do this here or not. Let me go ask the ER. So he goes and asks the ER. He comes back and says, no, we don't do this here, but the government's public hospital does do it. So I said, okay, well, where's the nearest one? He told me, the taxi driver waited for me. So he just wanted to be sure that I got there, did what I needed to do, and then he would bring me back to the hotel. So I have to tell him, we're at the wrong location. Do you mind taking me to this public government hospital? And so he did. So we're driving and, it's during rush hour traffic. So it takes us a while to get there. The traffic in Dubai is really bad during rush hour traffic. And so I go up to a desk. Friends, I don't know anything about this hospital. I don't know anything about this city. I'm flying solo here. I'm by myself. So I go up to a desk and there's all sorts of Arabic men there. And I said, I need a vaccination, please. And she goes, oh, we don't do those here. And I said, the hospital that I just came from directed me here. I need a vaccination. So he starts talking very loudly and very quickly to the other men who are at this desk, and they're just going back and forth, back and forth. So then he pulls out this book and shows me this hospital, and I said, no, not a COVID vaccination, a rabies vaccination. And I just get a kick out of nowadays that any vaccination is automatically a COVID vaccination. So he says, oh, well, I don't know if we do rabies vaccination here. Go over there. So I go over there and she says, yes. So I check in. I give my passport. I check in. I get a little, wristband. And she says, now you have to follow the white line to register. And I noticed the floor has all these multiple color lines on the floor. So I'm like, okay, follow the yellow brick road. So I follow the white line. And literally, I am like walking on these lines, making sure that. And let me tell you, I was not the only patient doing that. I saw other people also walking on their line color as if walking on the line color is going to get you directly there, as opposed to walking next to all of the lines. So I go to register. After I follow the white line, it cost me the equivalent of $41 US. Then I was told to follow the green line to see a nurse. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, green line. So I follow the green line, zigzagging through the corridors and the hallways. So I go to the green line, then I go to the nurses area. It is a huge waiting area / treatment rooms. And I noticed that the waiting area was divided by the women's section waiting area and then the men's section waiting area. Thankfully, I didn't have to wait to see the nurse. The nurse came right away, took my vitals, asked me, why I was there. He was so nice and so friendly. So then after he, does my initial vital signs and, intake interview, he says, okay, now you have to take, and I forgot the color line that he said, whatever color line, to go to the pharmacy to receive a prescription for the vaccination. So I'm like, okay, so I take his paperwork and I follow this other color line and I go to the pharmacy for a prescription. Then he says, go across the way, you have to go to the cashier. So I'm like, okay, I went the other way, across the way to go to the cashier. The prescription cost me the equivalent of $31 US. Then I had to go back to the pharmacy with my receipt before he issued me a prescription. So after that, I have my receipt of paying for the prescription. I have the prescription to receive the vaccination. I had to follow again the green line to go back to the nurse. So I'm following the green line again to go back to the nurse. They sent me to the female injection room. Yes, they have a female injection room as well as a female waiting area, a male injection room as well as a male waiting area. So I'm there at the female injection room, and a woman gave me my injection and she pulls it out and I said, that's not the same brand. And she's like, it's the only brand that we have. And I said, you don't have this brand? And I showed the box of the brand that Thailand gave me. She says, no, this is the only brand that we have. So I'm a little bit concerned about receiving 2 different brands of rabies vaccination from 2 different countries. So I asked to see the doctor again. And so I had to go back to another room in that nurse area. And I asked the doctor, I said, look, is it okay? Will your brand suffice and be compatible with the Thailand brand? He assured me, yes, it's the same ingredients in both of the brands. We just use this particular brand. So I get the second dose of vaccination. Again, I asked for a hard copy and they said, we don't do those. And I'm like, I said, well, how can they said, you have to scan this QR code and register, and then you can obtain your treatments from the site. So I was like, all right, what's the QR code? Let me do this so I have a hard copy. And turns out for some reason it wouldn't scan. My phone wouldn't accept the QR code. It wouldn't scan, probably because of the SIM card that I was using. So I said, it's not working. So the doctor pulls up the computer screen of my treatment plan for that day, and I take a photo of it from my camera so that I may print it from my phone to keep with my all of my documents of receiving treatment for when I'm overseas. And apparently this is not a common practice. And I would like to know, would you be asking for a hard copy if you were a foreigner traveling, or if you were an expat living in a different country? Because I'm beginning to think that people don't get hard copies for their records anymore. I may be dating myself and, telling my age, but I do always ask for a hard copy. So I finally get done with all of this. and I'm walking outside, and I walk right past my taxi driver, and thank goodness he recognizes me. And he was like, "Are you finished? Are you finished?" And I looked up and I'm like, "Oh, yes, I am. Thank you so much for looking out for me," because I'm like, totally absent-minded, still processing all of my process that I had to go through. And so he waited for me and he drove me around, and 2 hours with him cost me 73, well, the equivalent of 73 US dollars. So really the taxi driver costs $1 more than the back seat. So I'm sitting there in the car, going back to my hotel, and again, still processing, how they do things in Dubai, how they do things in Thailand, how they do things in the States. And it's still, very different. I'm very, very glad that I was able to experience this, because I do really like to be a part of the world. I really like to be, I like to receive, I like to experience all aspects of being a part of the world, even if it means taking myself to hospitals in foreign countries and not knowing their routines and procedures. I just like to learn about it. So the experience was really, really good. Everybody in that Dubai public government hospital was so friendly, so patient. They all spoke English. It was very easy to communicate with them. They were just really, really nice people. So I'm sitting in the car going back to the hotel, and I'm like, that was quite a process, and I thought, my goodness, what would somebody do if they suffered from anxiety, whether it be social anxiety or anxiety of being in a foreign country and needing a vaccine, or anxiety of just doing this process by themselves in their homeland? What would somebody do if they were nervous or scared or not confident, or suffered from anxiety, or not as independent, and I just thought, I am so happy and grateful that I was not scared, was not nervous, am independent, am confident. I seriously, friends, just go with the flow. Worrying about things ain't gonna make the situation any better. Suffering from anxiety is not gonna help, the situation. Those are just all like negative things that we put in our own minds. And that's where it starts in your mind. I have really, really been working on controlling my mind and being aware of what's in my mind space, and being aware of what enters my mind and what needs to exit my mind. And that's what this journey has become about, is a lot of that internal growth. To be perfectly honest, even before I began this internal growth, I was the type who didn't get worried, didn't get scared, was very independent, just kind of, went with the flow. But even more so now that I am traveling the world. And so, if you find yourself, being worried or scared or anxious, and allowing negative energy and negativity into your mind space and into your heart space, please, I will be happy to help you. I am trying to do something new this year by helping other people, helping people develop, a more positive mindset, shifting their mindset, reprogramming their subconscious mind. I will have 3 options available. The first option is a private one-on-one with me, one-on-one sessions with me. The second option is a small group. Maybe you want to get 2, 3, 4, 5 of your friends, or 2 or 3 or 4 of your friends. I don't want to exceed 5 in this small group. And we all just go through this learning process together. The third option that I'll offer is a combination. Maybe you do want that private one-on-one learning. Maybe you want that group learning for your accountability with your friends and family as well. So if you are interested, please know that I am here for you. I am more than happy to help you. Just shoot me a message, DM me. If you are, have my WhatsApp or line, you can contact me from that too. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Julia Acetta's Journey, this YouTube channel. I am here to help you in any capacity that I can, to whatever degree that you need help with. So, I gotta stop monkeying around, and the monkey business is almost over. I do have one more vaccination. I have received vaccinations from Thailand, Dubai, and from 2 different cities in Thailand, Dubai, and my final vaccination will be in Thailand. I don't think it won't be in Bangkok, so it'll probably be, I'll be traveling, so it'll be in a different city. I don't think I'll make a 3rd video of this unless the experience is like really unbelievable. Then I'll make another video. So please, this is it is not Julia Acetta's journey until something happens to me. It is, so now you can say that you know somebody who got bit by a wild monkey in Thailand and lived to tell the story. Oh, let me show you. You can't even see it. It's somewhere over here. I don't even see a scar. But there's my monkey bites. I have pictures and posts and reels on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Feel free to take a look. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell when you subscribe. You never know what's going to happen to me on this journey. You never know when I'm going to make a video. It's all a learning process. It's a whole lot of fun. I would not trade any of my experiences in for anything, even the monkey bites. I'm glad that, I can't say I'm glad that it happened, but I'm glad that I was able to experience it and, handle it the way I did. And it wasn't traumatizing. One of my friends says, "Oh my God, you must have been traumatized." Like, no, not really. And quite honestly, I would totally go back to that temple and see the monkeys again and try to make friends with them again and want to hug them again. So thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to share and pass any of my content along on your social media platforms. It's quite the adventure and the journey. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Feel free to leave any monkey jokes in the comments that you want, and I will see you again next time. Love, love, love to all, even to those cute little monkeys. Wild Monkey Bites in Thailand, Part 2. Welcome back. In case you missed my Wild Monkey Bite video, Part 1, I will include it in the description. So I needed to wait. Welcome back to Julia Acetta's Journey. Wild monkey.